Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing a chatty get ready with me, or just to get ready with me, using products from my March Shop My Stash video. Let's just go ahead and get into this one. So I went ahead and did my skincare. I used my Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence and SPF 50 Plus for my sunscreen, and the Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer by First Aid Beauty. So I went ahead and applied these after I got out of the shower. And for my primer, I had selected two different primers for Shop My Stash. I had selected the Pure No Filter Primer and the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose Primer. So I've used the Pure Primer in a couple of videos already, so I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild one today in this video. Plus, honestly, I really haven't used this one this much this month, so it might end up getting put into my April Shop My Stash, but we still have like a few weeks before the end of the month, which I know by the time this goes up it's like the last week of the month, I think. But I'm just going to put some in my hand. You could drop it on your face as well, and I'm just gonna put that all over. And my skin is not looking the best right now. So as you guys know, I was doing Whole30 and my skin got to looking so good. Like, I felt so comfortable with my skin that like I even went to work a few days without makeup on. Like, I felt weird doing it, but I felt like my skin was good enough without makeup to, you know, go to work without makeup on. But the past couple of weeks, you know, I had ended Whole30 like 2 weeks ago. It's basically just like an elimination sort of diet where you eat whole foods. I have a video explaining it and I'll link it down below if you have like more questions about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just like moisturize my lips too, because they feel a little dry. And I'll finish what I'm talking about here in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation, and I'm going to be using the Dewy Plus Smooth Maybelline Fit Me foundation. And I don't know, I'm kind of thinking that once I run out of this foundation, I'm probably not going to buy it anymore. I think for me, it's like the shade is kind of off. Like, when I first put it on, it looks pretty good, but then I feel like by the end of the day, I feel like it's oxidized. And I think like in the summer, this would probably work a little better for me, but it's like right now, it's just like not really the right shade. So I might actually mix this with just a little bit of a lighter foundation to make it work a little better. So I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Makeup Locker, because this is kind of the same, like it's a dewy BB cream, so it kind of goes well with the Maybelline foundation, and the Wet n Wild one is lighter. So I'm using Fair Light in the Wet n Wild So See, which I know this is a lot of foundation, but I like to just go ahead and get it all mixed, and then if I don't use it, then I don't use it, because I hate to like mix some and then have to mix more. So but yeah, so I slowly was introducing some things like while Josh was still doing Whole30. Like, I reintroduced Greek yogurt, because on Whole30 you're not supposed to eat any dairy. So I figured Greek yogurt would probably be okay. Plus I was trying to add more protein into my diet since I'm like working out now, weightlifting, and that seemed to sit well with me. Like, it didn't make my stomach upset or anything like that. But I do notice that sometimes if I eat, like if I have it a couple of times during the day, that I feel like it makes my cravings a little more. But anyhow, and I also feel like maybe it does kind of mess like with my skin a little bit. Like, my skin doesn't look as clear since I've been eating that. So I want to kind of cut that out like this next week, because I'm going to be filming my update video next weekend and see if that like helps to clear up my skin a little bit. But yesterday was Josh's first day from not doing Whole30. Like, it was day 31 for him, because you're supposed to do it, you know, for 30 days. And so we went out to like get, you know, some food that you can't, you know, have while you're doing Whole30. And we went to a Mexican restaurant, and I had like some of the chips there. I got like a chicken fajita, which chicken fajitas are pretty like, they're still pretty much Whole30 as long as you don't eat the tortillas and like the rice or like refried beans or whatever. If you just have the chicken and the peppers and like the onions, it's fine. So we had that. I had chips and salsa and guacamole and stuff. And then afterwards, we were gonna get ice cream at Dairy Queen. Well, after that, like, it just wreaked havoc on my body. And I really feel like this morning when I woke up, it just made my skin not look so good. So my skin's not really in the best condition right now. But hopefully over the next few weeks, going back to eating more Whole30, like a more Whole30 diet, hopefully it'll clear it back up again. I really do feel like dairy and sugar like messes with my skin. And then for my concealer, I'm just going to be using the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. I selected this and my Tarte Shape Tape, which I've already used the Tarte Shape Tape in another Get Ready With Me, so I figured I'd use my Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. This is just one of my all-time favorite concealers because it has pretty good coverage, but it doesn't look cakey on the under eye area, and it's also slightly a little more like illuminating than my other concealers that I have in my collection, and it doesn't really settle into fine lines a whole lot. So it's just one of my very favorite concealers. So yeah, I mean, with that Maybelline Fit Me foundation, it's just, I think I'm kind of over it. I just don't like it as much as I used to. I would much rather use my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. If I was gonna, you know, use a dewy foundation, I'd rather use that because I just feel like it wears better throughout the day. I feel like the shade just matches me better in the L'Oreal Pro Glow, the one that I use. Just gonna add a little bit more concealer. So hopefully you guys didn't mind my whole spill about the Whole30 thing. I know some of you guys probably don't care and are sick of me talking about it, but I mean, I like to share things that are also lifestyle, other things that are going on with me, and I know that a lot of you guys like to know what's going on in my life and things I'm doing and stuff. For my powder, I'm just going to be using the L'Oreal True Match and the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. And I'm just going to use my e.l.f. powder brush to set my foundation with this powder. And like, as you can see with the Maybelline Fit Me, like, it's not super full coverage. Like, that little rash thing that I had going on right there is kind of poking through. So, but I didn't want to apply too much of that foundation because it can get kind of heavy, like cakey, and just kind of set on the skin weird if you apply too much of it. And then I'm just using my Real Technique setting brush to set my under eye concealer with the e.l.f. powder. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments, like, what are some of your favorite under eye setting powders? Like, they could be high-end or drugstore, because I'm kind of wanting to try some other ones. I want something that's just gonna look really smooth on the under eye area, and because I like this powder, but sometimes I feel like it almost makes my under eyes look a little too dry, which, I mean, I know it's a powder and powders do tend to make you look a little dry, but I feel like back in the day that used to not do that to me. So I don't know, I just feel like the older I get, like, you know, things change and they don't necessarily work the same like they used to. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly, well, I might wait and fill my brows in after I do, but you know, it's like I'm totally have gotten out of the habit of doing my eyeshadow before I do my foundation, because like I told you guys in one of my other Get Ready With Me's, like day to day I haven't really been wearing heavy eye makeup, so I've been doing my foundation first. It's like totally gotten me out of the habit. And I was planning on doing like a more dramatic eye look today. So I think I will go ahead and fill in my brows. Just hopefully I won't have a lot of fallout with the palette I'm going to use. I mean, I don't normally have too much fallout with the palette I'm going to use today. But I'm just using my Benefit Ka-Brow. And I'm just giving my eyebrows a little bit more definition. kind of shaping them out. And the shade that I use in the Ka-Brow is shade 4. And I'm using my Anastasia brow brush in number 12. It's like sometimes I feel like I hold back on, you know, talking, not necessarily talking with you guys, but like I don't want to get too far off on tangents, but I wish that I would just talk about whatever I wanted to talk about and not worry if people, because sometimes I'm like, people probably don't want to hear about this, they'd rather hear about the makeup, but you know, I feel like I need to just open up and share everything with you guys, with the makeup, with what's going on with me, just that whole thing. It's just a lot more interesting than just talking about makeup the whole time. And then I'm just going to use my Benefit Gimme Brow in shade 3. Not that there's anything wrong with that either. It's just that if I have something on my mind and I want to share it with you guys, I need to just share it and not hold back. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my bronzer, my contour. I'm going to do my face makeup, and then I'll do my eyes at the end. So I'm going to be using my Profusion Highlight and Contour Palette. This was the only, like, contouring bronzing product that I selected this month for Shop Mustache because I really wanted to make sure that I would use this. And like I said, my skin is kind of like broken out right now. Like it doesn't look its best. So I have all these like little splotchy things that are kind of showing up underneath of my foundation. And I feel like they just look worse, honestly, when I apply bronzer right now. So it's like maybe I really shouldn't even apply bronzer. Maybe I should just do blush and call it a day. You know. And that's another thing too with me. It's like, it's not worth, like, you know, for me, I would rather my skin be clear and feel better internally than to like give that up for some sweets or dairy stuff. Like, it's just not worth it to me. And it just really made me feel so horrible yesterday. I think it was just a combination of the sugar and the dairy together. It was like, it just made me feel terrible. Like my heart felt like it was racing, and I just felt so, even though it was like my heart was racing, I just felt so tired and lethargic. It was like having a Thanksgiving dinner, and then I just felt out of it the whole rest of the day. And it also just affected like my moods as well. Like it just tanked my mood and made me feel so depressed and gave me like, I felt anxious. I hate feeling that way. It just made me feel so bad. And I was using a little bit of the beige light to just kind of blend the medium chisel out a little bit. But when my skin is looking better, I do really like this contouring and highlighting product. And I actually really like the highlight in here. So the highlight's really pretty, but I'm going to use a different highlight today because I also selected this for Shop Mustache and I haven't really used it yet. So I think for my blush, I'm just going to use this. This is one of my all-time favorite blushes, and I also, of course, selected it for Shop Mustache. This is the Wet n Wild Rosé Champagne. And it's just like the best blush when you don't really know what you're doing with your makeup look. It just goes with any makeup look that you do. So I'm just gonna put some of this on. But yeah, it's just like my go-to favorite blush, which I know one of you all were saying that like it's not the same, like the newer ones that they have. I guess like the formula, not the formula, but the color is like slightly different. So I don't know. I got this when they first came out with this color. So hopefully it hasn't changed because that would just be so upsetting. And I'm having some tea. I made some tea before I started filming, and like my favorite tea to make right now is I'll take a lemon, cut it in half, and squeeze half the lemon juice in here. And then I have 2 bags with just like chamomile tea that I'll put in here, and then just like, you know, it's just so good, the chamomile with the lemon. So Okay, and then for my highlight, I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner palette. This is just one of my favorite highlighting palettes. And it is slightly like a little kind of dark for me right now because I'm pretty fair, but this is just like my go-to highlighting palette in the summer. I'm just gonna stick with the middle color because it is a little lighter than that end one. I'm sorry if you can hear any loud noises. There's like a loud sports car going by. It's probably not even a sports car. It's probably just like a souped up who knows what. So, but like as you can see with this highlight, like it is just so just blinding and bright. I just love it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the eyes, and I was debating between this little palette and the Sultry palette because I haven't used this, and I don't know, I think I may have only used this like once since I've gotten it like on camera. Like, I mean, I've used it quite a bit in real life, but I don't really feel like I've used it much like in videos. So I think I'm going to use the Sultry palette today. For my eyeshadow primer, I'm just using the Lorac Behind the Scenes primer. And lately I've just been taking my little like sponge and putting it on that and then just blending it over my eyelids. And I've been liking applying my my primer like that. So in the crease, I'm gonna go in first with this shade called Birch. Just that color over here. And I'm sorry about my fingernails, like they are all kinds of jacked up right now. I need to like get these taken off and a new set put on because I've had these for like 3-4 months. Like they say like after 4 months or so you need to like get them replaced, and these two have broken because they've just become brittle. So just ignore that. I wanted to get them fixed yesterday before I started filming today, but it just didn't happen, so just pay no attention to that. So I'm just taking Birch on the Morphe R37 brush, and I'm just gonna blend that shade all in my crease and then also a little bit in my outer V as well. But yeah, I love this Sultry palette. Like the colors blend so nice. Like I feel like I don't even have to do much with the shades to get them to blend. They just blend so good together. And like the more I use this palette, it's like the more I do like this better than the Naked Reloaded. And I mean, I hate to say that because I love, you know, Urban Decay, like their other Naked palettes and everything, but the Sultry is just so much better, I feel like. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of this Birch on my Sigma Pencil E30 brush, and I'm just going to kind of blend some of this down here. I don't feel like you have much fallout with this palette, except for like with the shimmery shades, you have to be a little careful, but like with the matte colors, as long as you tap your brush off, I don't have issues with fallout. And I feel like with the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded, you do have fallout with that palette, and you do have to be more careful with it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this dark brown shade, and I'm just using my Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just going to blend this color in the outer V area. I think I'm going to create my look that I wore yesterday. It was, I posted it on my Insta stories. I asked you guys, like, if you could guess which palette I used, if I used this one or the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded. And I was, like, really surprised. Most of you guys thought that I used the Naked palette to do that look, but it was this one, so. But yeah, I really liked the way that that look turned out, so I think I'm just going to recreate that. So I'm just blending that all over like the last part of my eyelid and also in the outer V. And I'm only taking it, you know, about like halfway over there. And then I'm going to go back with that blending brush that I used originally and just kind of go around the edges, making sure everything is blended well. And then I'm going back with the pencil brush, and I got some more of that dark brown. And I'm just gonna blend it just here on this outer. And I'm just gonna do the same thing over here. And then on the lid, I used this color in Steampunked yesterday. This is where you gotta be careful because like with these shimmery colors, make sure you pack it on your brush good and tap it off really well so you don't get any fallout with it. But like, look how pigmented that color is. I mean, it's just so pigmented. And I'm just using my Jane Ardell shader brush. And I feel like this color in Steampunk, like it looks a lot more golden on the lid than what you think it would seeing it in like the pan. But it's such a pretty gold. And that's what I really like about this Sultry palette. It's like you can create warm looks with it and you can also create more cool toned looks with it because it has like a mix of like warm colors and cool colors in the palette, which is what I really like, where you can create something cool toned and something more warm toned with the same palette. So in between the Steampunked and the dark brown color that I use in the outer V, I'm gonna go in with Teak, which is the shade underneath Steampunked, and just lightly put it kind of in between to kind of help to blend those colors. And then I'm gonna take just a little bit, like just my blending brush, and just kind of go underneath my eyes just to kind of blend that out a little bit more. And then yesterday I used my Physicians Formula Eye Booster pen to do my liner, and I just love this. This is like my favorite liner. But I really need to use this CoverGirl Get In Line Active Liquid Liner because this is the second time it's been in a Shot My Stash video, and I feel like I will not like make myself use it because I love my Physicians Formula liners so much. But I'm gonna make myself use this today, but I feel like I'm probably gonna regret that because it's just like I'm so used to my Physicians Formula that it's like nothing can top it. It's just like the shape of the brush that I like. It makes it so easy to do winged liner. Okay, I'm trying to like hold this the same way I would the Physicians Formula. I don't know, it's just like I can never really see. I already hate this. You know what? I think I've just decided I'm not gonna try to make this work for me because it's just like, why am I using this if I just don't like it? And it's not that the product itself is bad, it's just that I can't use like those types of liquid liners anymore. I'm just so used to these pen liquid liners to do wing liner that those other ones, I just can't do it with it. And it just ends up screwing up my liner like it did. And now I'm gonna have to try to fix this. It's like it went up way too high. What I might do is use these Almay little makeup remover, like cotton Q-tip things, because they sent these to me and I have yet to use these. So maybe I'll use one of these, try to clean my wing up and like start over. Oh, is that what you're supposed to do? Are you supposed to break it off? I don't know if I did that right. Okay, well, I don't know if I did that right, but I'm gonna try to take this off and just start over. Which I hate this because it's gonna totally mess up my outer V. Okay, so those things work really good at removing makeup. So I'm just gonna kind of go over this with my sponge. And then I'm gonna kind of like let that dry for a minute before I go back in with my eyeshadow again to fix what I just messed up. So I feel like that's dried enough. I'm gonna go back with the original like blending brush. I didn't add any product to it. And I'm just going to just blend right out here. Just mostly focusing on the area where I removed the eyeshadow. This is how you can fix eyeliner mistakes. And then first I'm just gonna go with my brush that I use in the outer V. I'm not gonna add any product to it yet. And I'm just gonna go over the outer V area just to put a little bit of something down, so like when I go in with more of it, it doesn't like grab in that area and then it'll be like impossible to blend it out. Okay, so I'm going in with more of that dark brown that I use in the outer V. And I'm just gonna do kind of the same thing that I did earlier. And then I'll go back with the crease color to blend out. But yeah, I mean, that's why it's like, you know, if there's something that you just know you don't like the design of it, like maybe the product isn't bad, and probably for somebody else, they probably love that liner. But it's like for me, I just, every time I use that, I screw my liner up and I just hate it. So I'm just gonna get rid of it or give it to somebody else, like one of my friends maybe, I don't know. But okay, now I'm going back in with the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Pen. Yesterday I did wear these Kiss Look So Natural and Flirty, and I love these false lashes. They really did make this look so good. So I'm gonna try to apply these again today if I could get them out of the packaging. And before I go in with that, I'm just gonna apply a light coat of mascara, and I'm just using the Grande mascara from Grande Cosmetics. And then I went ahead and popped some of this color Fresh in my inner corner, and I'm gonna take a little bit more of that and put it here underneath my brow bone. And yesterday I did put mascara on my lower lashes, but I have been having a time with the mascaras that I currently have right now transferring on my under eye area. Like even this Grande mascara, I like it, but it transfers there. So I need to go back and pick up my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara because that stuff would not transfer. So now I'm gonna zoom back out. I mean, I do kind of like the way it looks better when I have mascara on my lower lashes with, you know, when I wear false lashes, because I feel like it helps to balance it out, but I'm just not even gonna go there because I've been having so many issues with that and it's been getting on my nerves. So I'm gonna take a little bit more mascara and just kind of press it up underneath my lashes because I feel like I need to blend my natural lashes with my false lashes. But I love these false lashes. Like, they're dramatic, but I feel like they're pretty and flirty. So for my lipstick, I have been loving the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Hash Shine Lipstick in Petal Poison from the Rebel Rose collection. And I did select this for Shop My Stash, but I used this in my other Get Ready With Me where I use the Naked Reloaded palette. So I think I'm going to use another lipstick that I picked out for Shop My Stash, and I selected this. One of the other lipsticks that I picked out was this Almay hashtag Lip Vibes Go Wild lipstick. So I'm going to use this today, and I'm going to I guess I'm gonna line my lips. I don't know if I want to I guess I will line them with Rimmel Addiction lip liner. And then I'm just using Go Wild. Which honestly, I think this lipstick, I mean, it looks okay with Addiction, but I think I may have liked it better with NYX Sandstorm. I hope that you guys did enjoy this. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new or if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I hope that you guys have a great day today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.